Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the last discussion, we have discussed about Zomato Mumbai dataset. In this discussion, what we are going to do, we are going to analyze Zomato Chennai dataset. So before get into the Python code or IPython notebook, I just wanted to show about the Chennai dataset so that we can first understand the behavior of the data, the nomenclature of the data, and then we can go ahead and solve the problem. Okay. Hope you are able to see the screen. Okay. Now we have different columns for this one. We have Zomato URL. Okay. And we have name of restaurant, and we have address, and then uh, we have different locations, followed by we have cuisine, and then top dishes. We have price. We have a dining rating, we have dining rating count, we have delivery rating, we have delivery rating count, and then we have feature. Feature is nothing but whether it's a home delivery or breakfast or indoor seating or buffet or table seating. It's completely their business terminology in terms of delivering to the particular destination. Okay. Now what we can do, we can analyze this particular data, and then we can come up with an actionable insight. Okay. Having said that, let me go to the IPython notebook. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to download the necessary packages. First, I will just, uh, download the necessary packages and show you one by one how does it work. So in terms of this particular packages, as you aware, it is used to handle numerical Python and panel analysis data. That stands for pandas, and numerical Python stands for NumPy. And we are plotting using matplotlib, and then plotty express is used to plot different graphs. Okay. Now we just execute this particular packages to make sure it is available in our environment, and then further we will go ahead and run our data set. Now I'm trying to call our Chennai Zomato dataset here. Okay, and then printing it. Okay. Now whatever we did see in the Excel file, which we just reflected in the IPython notebook, we have Zomato URL, name of restaurant, address, and so on until features. Okay. Now what we can do, we can do various pre-processing technique in order to eliminate null value, outliers, and if there is any inconsistency, if we can arrive any actionable insight, we can try to derive all those parameters out of this analysis part. Okay. First, I wanted to understand the number of rows and columns. So I got 2000 plus rows, and then I got uh, 12 odd columns. Then what I'm trying to do, I'm just to put an info so that I can identify what are all the information I can get from this data set. Okay, if you look at all this information, out of 12,032, Zomato URL is having zero null value, and until price, everything is zero null value. Beyond that, we have dinner rating count, and then from 7 to 11, we have different null values. Okay. So what I can do, I can just put a describe and see how the count, how the mean standard deviation for the numerical value look like. Okay, so I'm pulling only the blank values. So I got a blank values for price, dining rating count, delivery rating count. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove unnecessary data from my data set. Since I feel that URL and then what you called URL is not mandatory for me, and address is also not mandatory for me because I have location, so that I can remove these two things from my data set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the drop function, Zomato URL and address and column wise, so that I can drop these two column. And then I try to execute this, and then I can see that the URL is no longer available and address is also gone. Now what I'm going to do, I wanted to check if there is any duplicate record exist in my data set so that I can eliminate that. Okay. Fortunately, I don't have any duplicate records. That's why the reason it's showing a null. Okay. So I'm just going away from this because I don't have any duplicate value. Now I see that there are a lot of blank value right from dining rating until features until delivery rating count. Okay, I wanted to replace all this value in not applicable NA. Now all those blank values have gone because everything is being replaced as not applicable NA. And I can see this info. Okay, all of them become NA because meaning like there is no null value is available in the data set. Now I wanted to convert the categorical value into, because if you look at all these values, everything is a categorical value except the price. Now I wanted to look at this particular dining rating. Dining rating, it should be a rating, either it should be an integer or float value. Okay, but in our case, we will just check the names. We have NA. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace that NA with a 0. Successfully replaced. Similarly, for dining rating count, I'm going to look at the data set. I have something like a dining rating count does not offer dining, not enough dining reviews. So all these things is immaterial for me. So what I'm going to do, all these three things, okay, and also I have some blank not applicable. I'm going to convert them as a 0. To do so, I'm going to run this particular script. Okay. So once I run this, now all those things have gone successfully. Okay, if you look at everything has become NA. And similarly for delivery rating also, I'm doing the same exercise. Delivery rating count, everything is there. Now I wanted to replace. Okay, everything gone. So if I put an head, okay, this is my data set right now. I have with my data in the analyst data set. Okay, now what I will do, I will just put an info and see what is happening in the data. Okay, everything gone. Okay, we have top dishes. Top dishes. I think some blank value is there, so I wanted to remove this blank value to run the script. Okay, all the blank values or whatever junk value is available is being replaced as NA. Okay, and in the there is a field column called top dishes. In that we have different dishes like biryani, chicken, mutton, something like that. And I found something called invalid. So it is immaterial for me. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make it as a category called uncategorized dishes. So the moment I run that, it has become uncategorized dishes. So what I'm trying to do here, delivery rating count, delivery rating, dining rating count, everything, trying to make it as a numerical value, either a float or integer. So the moment I run that, the moment I run info, now I got different uh, thing like integer, float, everything. Okay. If you look at right from delivery rating count until the dining rating, all this will be changed to float or integer respectively. Similarly, it's been reflected here. Okay. Now moving on next, again I'm trying to find if there is any blank values. Nothing is blank. Okay. So I'm trying to run ahead, which will show me the first four records. Okay. Now I wanted to drop unwanted data, which means that dining rating equal to 0, or delivery rating is equal to 0, or dining rating count is equal to 0, or delivery rating count is equal to 0. All this data for me, it's like a junk data. So I do not want to work with those data anymore. So I wanted to drop those data. Okay. Now I run this and I found a dining rating. I have somewhere around I would say that 5,300 records are having a, uh, dining rating 0. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove those column from my data set. Okay. So to do so, I'm going to use the negate function. Once I run this negate function, if I run this again, then I don't find uh, any more data. Once again. First, I will run this, and then I will run this negate function. And then for delivery rating also, I have something like this. Now I'm running both. Okay, now I removed all this junk data. One is for the delivery rating equal to 0. Another one is for dining rating equal to 0. So I removed that successfully. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to merge two unwanted data into the original data set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do pd.merge dataset unwanted delivery rating, dataset unwanted dining rating, so that both of the record got merged. And when I put an head, I can see this dining rating without 0, delivery rating without 0. Okay. Now I wanted to do for a duplicate check. Okay. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't find any duplicate records in my data set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay with that. I'm not going to do any action on this. In terms of feature, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to understand what is the the frequency of the feature. I have the frequency table here. I have the different features we have here. Now, what I will do, I will, since it's a delivery partner's record, because Zomato is a predominantly a food delivery partner. So I wanted to understand how they are behaving in terms of home delivery and what kind of ratings that they got in terms of delivery rate. So what I wanted to do from this data set, I wanted to split out home delivery alone. From there, I wanted to do few analysis. So to do so, what I'm going to do, I'm going to split the home delivery alone. For that, I'm using split function and expand equal to true, which will expand and show me the home delivery and the other deliveries. Okay. Now I got a 0 home, 1 delivery. Now I wanted to merge 0 and 1 so that I can get a home delivery. Okay. I merged. So I got a new column called home delivery. In that I got all this home delivery. Okay. Within this home delivery, I see some unwanted bracket and a comma. So what I want to do, I want to remove this. Once I execute that, that bracket gone, comma only exists. Now I run this command so that the comma also goes away. Okay. So within this data, within this 0, I have something like a breakfast or home, something like that. I wanted to make sure that I need to remove that data also. So what I'm going to do in this home delivery data, I wanted to replace whichever is having a breakfast, home delivery only, indoor seating, vegetarian only, takeaway only, breakfast, vegetarian, breakfast category, okay, home delivery with the bracket. So the moment I execute that, and then I will go to this particular command, I can see only home delivery. For your information, I'm just picking up first 50 records, and I see all those records, whichever is having a home delivery or breakfast, home delivery with some junk value, everything is replaced as blank. So because I need only home delivery. Okay. This is for your information because I just executed this particular script and I picked up the sample. Now I wanted all this information to be copied into the original data set. And then when I go to the original data set and I see this record, if at all I wanted to say the shape of this particular data set, I can put a shape and I can make sure this has been reduced to 4,380 because we dropped null values, we dropped dining rating equal to 0, we dropped dining value, delivery value is equal to 0. Okay. So all these things have dropped. That's the reason we got this much value. Now from here on, we wanted to do exploratory analysis, and we have several questions. For those questions, we wanted to find out an answer using Python scripts. Okay, the first and foremost code, the question is that how many restaurants are there in Chennai for each type of cuisines? Because we wanted to identify how many restaurants are available for each type of cuisines. Okay, now let me just try to read the script. we wanted to plot a histogram, and we passing on the original data set. X-axis is cuisine and color is cuisine, and the title is that number of restaurant in Chennai by cuisine. Since I wanted to make this particular picture bigger, that's why the reason I'm defining the what do you call the length and height of this particular picture. Okay. Now I'm going to execute the script. So it may take a while. So meanwhile, we can just go to the next one. Okay. And in the next one, we have the question: how many restaurants are in Chennai for each type of cuisines? Okay. I think this is repeated. So we can go to the third one. In the third one, I can see like which are the top 10 rated seafoods in Chennai. Okay. Okay. The first one is successfully running. Since we have a heavy load of data, that's why the reason it take a while to be completely able to run this and execute the output. Okay, and we got the answer for this. On the right side, we have a list of cuisines. On the left side, we have on the left side, x-axis, we have all the cuisines, and this is defined by the different colors. Okay. And we can see that we have different type of cuisines and their levels within Chennai city. Okay. Okay. Now we can go to the next question. In this next question, this is a same question as what we have discussed in the previous one. I don't find any particular changes. How many restaurant are in Chennai for each type of cuisine? How many restaurant are in Chennai for each type of cuisines? This is number of restaurants. This is without restaurant. Okay. Okay, there is a difference because this is without restaurant. I need to change this question. It's my mistake. So what I'm trying to do, how many um, types of cuisines, how many types of cuisines available available how many types of cuisines available in Chennai restaurants? Okay, this would answer by this particular graph. Okay, now you got this. We have different question type in Chennai city. Okay. Now in this question, what we are trying to do, how many restaurants are in Chennai for each type of question type? So what we are trying to do here, we are trying to call up histogram. In the histogram, we are passing the original data set, whatever we cleansed, we identify, and the x-axis we are passing name of the restaurant, and the color is cuisine, and the title that we are giving for this graph is that number of restaurant in Chennai by cuisine, and I defined what is the length and width of that graph. Okay, so which will help me to enlarge the graph and see what is the information exist. Okay, I just executed. This may take a few seconds to see the output. So as it loads, we can focus on the question number 3 and then come back to this one. Uh, what are the top 10 rated seafoods in Chennai? Okay. So from this data set, what I wanted to do, I wanted to identify the list of seafoods in Chennai and I wanted to rate what are all of the seafoods are top rated. To do so, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to execute this particular script. Okay, original data set. In the original data set, I'm trying to call the cuisine. In that cuisine, whichever contains seafood, I'm calling all those restaurant. In that restaurant, what I'm doing a sort function, sort by dining rating, so that it will just pass the table with dining rating from ascending to the last, with the cushion having the word seafood. Okay, let me run that. Before that, we will just see this graph because it has successfully run. Okay, so you can see that we have different type of cuisine, and we have the count of restaurant on the y-axis. Okay, the screen is stuck. Okay, and we have y-axis count, and we have different hotels in the x-axis, and this will give a complete picture of that. Screen got stuck. Okay, so what I can see here, in the x-axis number of restaurant, in the colors we have cuisine, and the title number of restaurant in Chennai. So as you can see, these are all the list of cuisines we have, and the total count of the restaurant. And then I can see that for each cushion type, how many restaurants are there offering those cushion type. Say for example, let us take this one. If I take this one, this is having a Chinese seafood Mughal Chettinadu, and this is being served by this restaurant called uh, Famous Theory. Okay, and that is being served by more than 60 restaurants in Chennai. Okay, so moving on to the next question, number 3. Top 10 seafoods. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the script so that I can get a K table. So in that table, I would be able to identify the list of restaurants with a location with good rating count. I would say top 10 seafoods with good rating counts in Chennai. Okay, I'm trying to draw an histogram for this particular thing so that I can get an histogram of something like this, wherein the list of cushion type is on the right side with the legend, some of rating on the left side, and you can see in the bottom that the top 10 restaurant and its name here. Okay, so these are all the top 10 restaurants offering seafoods with a good rating count. And moving on, next question. Let me clear all these arrows. Okay, and then moving on next. What are the percentage of restaurants by dining rating? Okay, I wanted to see the percentage of restaurants by dining rating in Chennai. So what I'm trying to do, I'm taking the data set dining rating, its value count, and then I'm trying to identify count of restaurants and its dining rating. Okay, because I'm renaming the column name after I identify the dining rating against each restaurant. So to execute that, I will be able to identify dining rating and the count of restaurant in Chennai. So to plot that in a pie chart, what I'm trying to do, I'm just creating this particular script, plotty express.py. I'm passing the data set, and then I'm naming it as a dining rating because I need to get this dining ratings, and then the count of restaurants, how many restaurants is there, and the color is the downward, and the title is that percentage of restaurant by dining rating. Okay, so I would say that 70% of that dining rating fall under 3, which is having close to 3,000 restaurant count in Chennai. Okay, And moving on, next question. The question is, which is the best food truck restaurant in Chennai? So I'm just running the script so that I can make sure that I can pull in the food truck wordings from that question type. Okay, or from the name of the restaurant, I can pull in the food truck, whichever is having the word food truck. Okay, and next question is that what restaurant? Probably I will have to rename this. Which restaurant has maximum delivery rating count for home delivery? So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to call the data set group by name of restaurant, home delivery location, and delivery rating count. I'm trying to identify the average. Okay. So the moment I run this, I'll be getting a table so that I can get a list of restaurant home deliveries, location, and delivery rating count. Okay. So I got a maximum delivery rating count with respect to home delivery is that 186 Celsius GST road, and the cost is 279. Okay. And when I try to plot it in an histogram, I'll be able to get the list of restaurants with the delivery rating count. Okay, something like this. On the right side, on the x-axis, I got um, list of restaurants. On the y-axis, I got sum of delivery rating count. Okay, and it's the mean price. It starts from 250 k, and it's keep reducing as the location and the name of the restaurant wise. Okay, and moving on, next question: which is the best biryani restaurant in Chennai? As predominantly Chennai is foodie with respect to biryani, so we will try to identify from that angle as well. So what I'm trying to do, I'm calling up a dataset cuisine. Within that cuisine, I'm calling up a biryani, and I'm grouping by dining rating in ascending. So once I run this, I'll be getting a table with a list of restaurants with a dining rating, and I'm having all this biryani based restaurant. Okay, all having a good dining rating. And next is that I'm trying to plot a scatter plot for this one by passing this name of restaurant, location, and dining rating as a color or a legend, so that I will be getting a scatter plot, something like that. Dining rating is 4, which is light yellow. It's in Gindi, and the name of the restaurant is Ya Moidin. Okay. So something similar to that, we can identify the dining rating versus the location and the name of the restaurant. Moving on, next, the question is that which is the best biryani restaurant in Chennai by delivery rating? Because Zomato is a delivery partner, we wanted to identify this biryani dish being served by different restaurants, rating by delivery. So this is how we found out. We got a list of restaurants with delivery rating, which is top like 4. Okay, and I'm trying to plot area graph here by passing the parameter name of restaurant, y-axis into location, so that I got in terms of x-axis the list of restaurant, and y-axis is the location, and the delivery rating is a legend. So as you can see here that uh, we got let me just open up the marker. We got a list of restaurant in the y-axis, sorry, x-axis, and a list of location in the y-axis. Now, if you look at rating number, I would say 3. 3 is that we have Ya Moidin, which has got 3 rating across all this location, whatever we are seeing. Okay. Similarly, if you look at rating number 1, which we have got from Al Meza, Ritis, all this restaurant, but within few locations like Velachery, Besan Nagar, Pallavaram. Okay, so this is the insight that we found from this data set with respect to biryani as a part of delivery rating. Okay, moving on, next question: which place have the highest delivery rating restaurant for each cuisine in Chennai. So let's take 4 is above 4 or equal to 4 would be the best delivery rating. Okay. So now we got a list of restaurant with the best delivery rating which is having equal to 4 or beyond 4. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to plot an histogram for this graph. If at all I try to plot the histogram, I will be passing the x-axis equal to location and the legend is cuisine. And the title I have given number of best restaurant for each cuisine by place. Okay. Once I plot that, I'll be getting an histogram. With that, I'll be able to identify the location of the restaurant with legend different cuisine type. Okay. Uh, okay. Now we got this output. Now, if you look at this particular legend, we have cuisine type like biryani, North Indian, South Indian, and so on. And on the right hand side, uh, x-axis we have locations and the count of restaurants on the y-axis side. Okay. Now, what we are trying to understand, let's say biryani being indicated in violet. This violet is often present in different counts of restaurant. Let's say we have a restaurant. Asian, Chinese, Morgan location Ananagar and count 1. And similarly, if I come here, I have Chinese South food restaurant, fast food, something like that, and it is available in Ananagar East, count 1. And if I take something like Ampa Skywalk, I have Indian, South Indian, North Indian, Chinese, and then South. I'm sorry. I'm for Skywalk. I'm getting a burger, fast food, finger food, beverages. Hamji Kare count to one. Okay. So I can identify all this different type of cuisine with respect to the name of the restaurant and its location within Chennai. Moving on next, the question is that what is the average price distribution for the highest rated restaurant for each cuisine type in Chennai? This is supposed to be in Chennai. So let me try to rename it. Okay, now I'm trying to execute this particular script. Once I execute that, I will be able to find out the locations and different type of cuisine and its average price. Okay, now I wanted to put that in a scatter plot. If at all I wanted to put that in the scatter plot by taking x-axis as location and y-axis as price and the label as cuisine. Symbol is something like it will plot it in a different symbols with respect to cuisine. And we plotted a title. Now we try to show a scatter plot so that we can identify that okay, here is it comes. Okay, we have cuisine on the right side, and then we have in the x-axis location and the y-axis we have the mean price, and it shows say for example we have cuisine Japanese location all over bed price, average price is 2000. We have here cuisine North Indian Mohul location Phoenix Market City Velachery which is costing 2700. Okay, so that we can create a relationship between mean price and the cuisine type within the restaurant here in Chennai. Moving on next, question number 11, which areas have a largest number of Chinese restaurants? So what I'm doing, I'm just running the script so that I can pick up all the Chinese restaurant in Chennai. Okay. So I got somewhere around 1600 restaurants here in Chennai. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to group it by location, Chinese restaurant location, name of the restaurant, count of the restaurant, price. I'm going to pull the average price, and then I rename the column as name of restaurant, count of restaurant, price. That is the average price. Okay, and then sorting it by the count of restaurant in the ascending order. So once I ran that, I got a table, I got locations, I got count of any Chinese restaurant and its price. Say for example, Porur has got 58 count of Chinese restaurant with an average price of 490. Okay. Now what I wanted to do, I put a bar graph to identify the same in the pictorial representation than a text. So what I can identify that I can see light yellow would be on the higher side, which is 3000. Violet on the lower side, which is starts from 1000. Okay, let's say Porur, we got somewhere around close to some 60 restaurant, which is costing the price, mean price, which is 490. Okay, and on the highest one, we can see that uh, I can we can see a holiday in Chennai, OMR IT Express. Count of Chinese restaurant is only one restaurant is there, Chinese restaurant is there, which is costing 3000 price. Okay. So the price with respect to Chinese restaurant from different location is getting different. That's what we understood from this graph. And moving on next, is there a relationship between the price and delivery rating by Chinese? Yes, we can say that there is a relationship between price and delivery rating because we take our mean price with respect to delivery rating. When the price delivery rating is 3, the price starts 700. When it goes to 4, it goes beyond 1500. That is what the relationship that we found. We will try to plot a line graph for this so that we can easily identify through the graph. So what I'm trying to do in the y-axis, I'm calling the price, in the x-axis delivery rating, and the label cuisine. Okay, so once I run this particular script, I would be able to get a line graph so that I can understand how does it work. As it may take a few moments, as the data set is pretty bigger. Okay, so meanwhile, okay, on the right side we got different type of cuisine, which is a legend. Let's say we got the violet color here, and we got the violet that is having a rank of rating right from 2 to 3 within the price range of 150. Okay, that is the average price of 150. That is something like a fall under fast food category. Yeah, fast food, sandwich, and beverages. Okay, so this is a kind of line graph which will give a relationship between the average price and the type of cuisines which is available in Chennai restaurants. Moving on, next question, is there a relationship between the location and the price? Now we wanted to identify the relationship between the location and price. Abhirampuram, which is having a mean price of 200, and if we go further, Virgambakam, we have prices up to 422. In Vetuangeni, we have 475. Okay, when compared to the location and the price, yes, there is a relationship. We will try to plot it in a scatter plot so that we can identify the exact difference between the price and the location. Okay, on the y-axis we got a price, on the x-axis we have different location. If I go to this particular point, I can see holiday in OMR, which is costing 3000. Okay, which is pretty big in terms of price. Okay, similarly we got West Mambalam location, the price is 294. Okay, yes, we can see from this graph based upon the location versus price, there is a relationship. There is an incremental or decremental relationship with respect to location and price. Moving on next, we wanted to find out the list of affordable restaurant in Chennai. So to identify that, what we can say low price, high dining rate, which will give us affordable restaurant in Chennai. To identify that, what we are trying to do, we are taking the first 25 quartile of that highly costed restaurant here in Chennai. So what I would say that a highly costed restaurant is 3000. If I take 25 percentile of that 3000, which will come somewhere around 750. So 750 will be the average cost of that highly costed restaurant here in Chennai. So let me just run this script so that I can understand. Okay, 750 is the 25th percentile of the average cost of the highly, highest cost of restaurant here in Chennai. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to find the list of restaurant that have prices are equal to 750. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to identify the cheap restaurant from this, logic. I got this much of a restaurant and location and with the price less than 750. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do, I wanted to identify the rating, dining rating, which is beyond or equal to 3. And I wanted to get a delivery rating which is beyond 3 or equal to 3. So the moment I ran that, I got both this table. Now I wanted to merge both this table. Okay, so that I can create one common table. In that table, I wanted to identify the list of restaurant in its location, price, dining rate and delivery rate which is beyond or equal to 3. Okay, so this is the record that I got. So this will tell me which are all the restaurant is affordable in terms of high rating, low price. Okay, now what way I'm going to do, I'm going to merge all these things and I wanted to identify the affordable restaurants. So in terms of affordable restaurant, what I'm trying to do, I'm doing a pd dot merge. I'm getting a affordable restaurant data frame and high rated data frame and making an inner joint on name of the restaurant and location. So I'm calling this affordable restaurant all the column whichever is required, name of the restaurant, location, cuisine, X, price X, delivery rating, dining rating X, and then rename all those with the original data set name. Okay. Now, if at all I execute that, I will get a list of restaurant with the price less than 750 and the dining rate and delivery rate equal to 3 or greater than 3. Okay. So this is the affordable restaurant for me in terms of rating, dining rating, delivery rating, price. Now the last question is that I need to find out the list of most reliable restaurant. Again, when I say reliable restaurant, it should be low price, high delivery rated, large number of home delivery. Because as I told you previously that Zomato is a delivery partner. So if at all I'm having a good amount of delivery rating, that I would say that the restaurant which is able to serve customer in jiffy. Okay, so to identify that, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to merge a high rated restaurant and then in terms of delivery rating and high rated affordable restaurant data frame. So both have merged and then I created a data set with the name of restaurant, location, delivery rate, home delivery by price. So once I run this, I'll be able to get a list of restaurant with location, price less than 250 and the rating is beyond or equal to 3 and the home delivery category. Okay, so these are all good restaurant in terms of home delivery. If you order them, they will be able to serve you in less than 750 rupees and they are located in Nugambakam, Porur, Ambattur and their delivery rating is beyond 3 and they are good in home delivery. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do, I wanted to try to understand the most reliable and high rated affordable restaurant in Chennai. To obtain this, I wanted to create an intersection of high rated restaurant in terms of delivery rating and then the affordable restaurant data frame. So this can be obtained using the logic. It should be less than the cost 750. Delivery rating should be above 3. Only home delivery as it is convenient to be able to deliver whenever is required. So having considered all these data points, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to execute this particular script because what I'm trying to do, I'm doing a pd.merge with respect to high rated delivery rating data frame and affordable restaurant data frame on inner joint how, and then we are mapping it with the name of restaurant location and I'm creating a one dummy uh, table. In the table I'm mentioning whichever the parameter I wanted to call up and I wanted to rename it and in mapping with the dummy table. Once I map that and I execute this command, I will be getting a list of restaurant which is costing less than 750 and the delivery rating is beyond or equal to 3 and offers only home delivery. Okay, from this data point, I can assure you that these are the list of restaurants with the different locations able to give home delivery in less than 750 rupees and having a more than delivery rating of 3 or equal to 3. Okay, this is what the actionable insight that we found from this Chennai based Zomato data set. You can just watch the lesson once again, and if at all you have any question with respect to any parameter, feel free to drop an comment so that I would be happy to assist you. Stay tuned on my YouTube video to listen more aspects on the data science and machine learning concept. Thanks for listening and watching. See you. Bye bye.